This is the intro jingle. This is the K-pop Daebak show with Eric Nam. Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the K-pop Daebak show. It's a show where I talk about K-pop and I talk to cool people. And today is no exception. Today is a very special day because we have a very special guest. He is joining us from South Korea. I'm in LA and I'm excited to get to know this guy. It's JUNNY. What's up, JUNNY? How are you, man?
Good, man. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Good.
I'm so excited to be here, to be honest. Like, I've been on the other two shows and it was my dream to be on this one. And I wanted to see you. I didn't know you were in LA.
I'm in LA. Well, you know what? It's a dream for me to have you here. And I'm sorry that I'm not there with you in person, but
no, this is good enough.
When I'm back, we'll hang out. You know, maybe we'll do it again. Maybe we'll act like this never happened and we'll start all over.
All right. Whenever, call me up.
Yeah, we'll do it. But thanks for joining us. First, I guess we should start off. Can you just say hello to all of our listeners and to all of our viewers?
Yeah, definitely. Hey guys, it's JUNNY. My name is JUNNY. I'm a singer-songwriter. And yeah, I'm super happy to be here. And I'm a bit nervous right now. I've never done this interview kind of podcast with a Zoom call. So yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, everybody has like a different reaction. Like, oh, I thought you were going to be here. I'm like, nope, I'm not. And like, so Zoom, I'm like, yeah. And then it kind of works. And obviously
there's barely any like latency. I'd expect it to be like, if I say something, like 5 seconds later, you'd reply. But then it feels like you're just like in the room right now.
Where I'm right next to you. I'm in your ears. That's
literally
what's going on.
Right next
yes. to you. Yes, exactly. Well, dude, I guess for people who may not know, JUNNY is an incredibly talented singer, songwriter, artist, and he's not a stranger to the Dive family. He, as he mentioned, has been on How Did I Get Here? He was also on Get Real. But before that, he was also part of Live from Dive, which was...
Yeah, you remember?
Of course I remember.
Crazy. That was my first time seeing you too.
I think it was my first time meeting you as well. I think Marshall had introduced us. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know much about you, but I remember hearing you sing. And I was like, dang, how has he not blown up? And dang, why are you just now bringing him to me? And so I was really excited to hear your voice and then also meet you, you know, although it was pretty briefly, but I feel like I've kept tabs on you through like all these other shows that you've been on and as well as just through your social media. But glad that we can actually sit down, have a conversation and get to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us. Let's just jump into it.
Thank you for having me. Let's do it.
Like, so you're from Canada, correct?
Canada.
Yes.
That's where I'm from. Yeah, so I'm from Canada, but then I was born here. And then when I was 4 years old, my family moved out to Canada. Like we immigrated there and then so I have no memory of living in Korea.
Okay.
So, like from 1 to 4. And then I lived my whole life there and then I graduated college and then I decided to pursue music. And then that's what made me fly back home to Korea by myself. And then, yeah, I just worked really, really hard and just stayed committed to music. And then it led me to the Daebak show, which is unreal.
Which is
Daebak.
Oh, man. Well, thank you. Far too generous. But I'm curious, like, you know, what did you study in college? What was your major?
So in high school, I was a songwriter. I mean, I didn't professionally write songs, but then I would just play the guitar, write some lyrics and stuff like that. And then when I had to go to college, I decided I'm going to be a vocal major because I was really interested in singing. And then I wanted to, it's like a realistic kind of job of becoming a vocal trainer. Yeah. And then I realized that there were so many other courses and like 3 different languages I have to study. So I just gave up in the first year. And then in the middle of giving up, I saw this program that had just recording arts and just how to work a MIDI and just create music. And then, yeah, I took that program for 2.5 years. Yeah, 2.5 years, and then I graduated. Yeah,
Nice.
got my diploma and just kicked it.
Did you go to like a music school?
No, it was like a college. It was just like a community college for music. Like not just for music, but for everything. But then it had like a specific music program that nowhere else kind of offered.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, but I got super lucky because when I went there, I got to meet a lot of different people. I mean, like you can learn a lot of things on the internet these days.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not saying don't go to school, but then like you can learn a lot. But then one of the big things that I gained from going to college was just being able to communicate and meeting new people, and just because that part of the music industry is really important as well. So
yeah, I agree. So I guess you loved music from a very young age.
Yeah.
Were you always singing growing up, or who were your biggest musical influences? How did music kind of show up in your life as a young kid?
Damn, like ever since I was young, because I have two older brothers that are huge influences in my life, and they love music as well, and they love to sing, and they love to karaoke. We had like a karaoke machine in the basement, and they just sing all the time. And then they introduced me to a lot of the Korean pop,
right?
Like the old back in the old days, like the legends of Korea. And then I found myself listening to a lot of the American music because while growing up. So I listened to a lot of like really wide range of artists. Like I listened to Eminem, and then I listened to Green Day, and I started listening to like Neo, Usher, and all that stuff. So I'd like just kind of have my own little phases of like a few months of this, and then I think that's what got me to kind of get used to writing songs as well, and being kind of diverse and being able to write for others and stuff like that. That really helped me out.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, I feel like I'm the same way. I feel like I pull from so many different places, but you just listed off hip hop to rock to R&B to everything, and that's if you love music, then you appreciate music no matter the genre, and that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
You have two older brothers. I'm actually the oldest of three brothers. How old are your brothers? I'm curious.
Yo, my older brothers, they're how old are they now? I can't even. So they're born. One is born in 85.
Oh, okay.
And one is born in 89.
Oh, so there's like quite an age difference.
Yeah, so it's like a 7 and 11 year difference.
Wow.
So they treat me like a little baby. Yeah, and I'm 25 years old, and they still consider me as a baby. So yeah,
you will forever be baby.
Exactly.
You will. It just just embrace it and just use it to your advantage. Because Brian, my youngest brother, and I, we're 8 years apart, and even if he's like, people are like, oh, but he's like a full grown. I was like, yeah, I know he's an adult, but he will always be baby.
Yeah,
it's just the way
that's what I hear
is.
all the time.
That's what it is. So I'm curious, like you went through college, you grew up in Vancouver, and then you ended up going to Korea, which is, I think, a very bold move. And yes, there are a lot of musicians who have done it, myself included, but it's not easy. Like, what was that process like for you? How did you end up in Korea? Flight booked. What happened?
Yeah, so I started music in Canada first, and then I'd independently distribute my songs through a lot of platforms. And then during that time, I don't know, something about Korea just kind of intrigued me. I wanted to make music, but at the same time, I felt like I had a little bit of a perk of being able to speak English and have that like English accent, when you sing and stuff like that. And that was when, and it was during when Korea had this phase of like hip hop and R&B was blowing up, and they would take a lot of Western influences and stuff like that. So I figured, man, like it'd be fun to make music in Korea. And I always wanted to go back eventually because even though I lived my whole life in Canada, I had like a really strong pride of being Korean. Like watching the Olympics or like the World Cup, I'd cheer for Korea like nonstop.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like super, patriotic about Korea when I'm Canadian. So yeah, but what got me there was like realistically, like and financially, I was able to sell my first song, and
Oh.
that was a crazy moment because it was it was a A&R, like a manager type of deal. She was like a freelancer, and then she this girl hit me up, and then she asked me if I had any demos
Mm.
because she wanted to pitch it to an artist in China. And then I
Uh-huh.
had no idea who she was or who this artist was. And then,
Yeah.
why not? So I just sent a few demos, and then even she couldn't believe it. She was like, "You'll never believe what happened." But Luhan, who was a EXO member that
Yeah.
went to China, and then he blew up, and he wants to buy your song. And then
Wow.
I'm like, that's because I'm like in my parents' basement, like making music, like making no
That's
money
so-
off music. Yeah. And then
Wow.
I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then, but I didn't know if I could trust anyone. I was like, I was just scared. And then, but then, I figured it was all legit. She sent me the contracts and everything, read through them. And then I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's make the deal. And then it was like a buyout of the song. So I don't get any royalties, but then, it's like a straight buyout. So I get money right away. And then with that money, I was like, you know what? It's time to go. It's time to pack up. And then it's like, people when people decide to go to a different country to live, you think about it about like a few months or like a year.
Oh yeah, at
right?
least a little bit. Yeah.
Dude, I thought about it for like 5 hours and I decided. It was a no-brainer, to be honest.
Oh man.
And as soon as I got the money, I was like, okay, this is happening. And then I got the tickets, and then I saved up a little bit and I moved to Korea.
That's so wild. I mean, first of all, how old were you when you sold your song to Luhan?
I was 21, I believe. 21 or
So you're like
22, yeah.
Okay, so you're fresh. Were you just out of college, or were you still in college? Or
Yeah, no,
what
I
was it?
just graduated, and then I was putting out music on like platforms and stuff, and I was getting a little bit of listeners, but then it was just like a kickstart kind of thing.
So you
I'm
went
like,
from
let's do
like
it.
pretty much SoundCloud from your parents' basement to one of the biggest artists in China. Then you booked a ticket to Korea, and you're like, I'm gonna do this music thing, which is A, incredible, B, also wow, C, what did your parents say?
I mean, well, first of all, I feel like, man, I was really, really lucky, and I was really like, it was like one of those things where like everything just lined up at the time. And then my parents realized that as well. And even though they couldn't let their like baby go, to another country, and they're so worried and stuff like that, they knew this was like an opportunity for me, and I really wanted this. So yeah, they were totally okay with it. But then I have to thank my brothers a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they made those exact kind of choices as well. Like even my oldest brother, he's an artist, so he paints.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
he paints
awesome.
and he illustrates and stuff like that. And that's not a stable kind of like
Traditional
job
job,
thing.
yeah.
Because Korean parents, they want you to be
Right.
doctors or lawyers and stuff. But then he kind of started that off being the oldest, and then showing my parents that it's possible to pursue a dream with art,
Right.
and you can make a living off it. And then because of him, I gotta thank him. I think that's what made my parents a little more open-minded.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Shout out to your brother. Otherwise,
Shout out
we
to
wouldn't
my
have your
brother.
music. Shout out, brother.
Shout out, brother.
So you get to Korea. Did you know people? Did you have friends here? Did you like, what was that like? Where did you stay? Like in my head, I imagine you like little young JUNNY with a suitcase and like a guitar or a keyboard. Like, I'm in Korea. Okay, where do I go? And then you just like in some random hostel or something. Like, what were you doing?
The first year was pretty rough, but then luckily I had like family relatives that are in Korea, and then I made a few friends through online. So SoundCloud and guys who made music in Korea, and then I communicate with them through SoundCloud, and we'd Skype each other when I was in Canada. So I'd never met them before, but it felt like we're pretty close. So they came to pick me up at the airport, and then it was weird, like it's like doing this chat never meeting each other and then me going to LA right now and seeing you like for the first time. It's kind of, you know, that awkward feel.
That's so weird.
Like you're more comfortable behind a computer screen.
Yeah.
It was that kind of deal. And then they introduced me to this. I mean, Korea has a lot of like studio spaces where you can make music, like super small ones.
Right.
And then at the time I had to save money. I mean, I didn't have like a constant like income coming through. So with the money I have saved up, I had to, you know, shorten up and got myself a little small studio space. And I lived there with my desk and my like computer stuff set up, and then with my closet like right next to it. And I'd like sleep in like a really small area. Yeah, I did that for like a year, just making music. And then I made like, damn, dude, I made like 20 songs in like a week. Like that's how.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I did. Like all I did was just wake up, eat, make music, go back to sleep, and just do it like for like a whole year.
Dude, that's so wild. Like that's so tough. Like,
it's tough. Yeah. I don't know how I did it. Like I can't do that. If you put me back there, I won't be able to do it again. But then I think it's just that drive, you know, like I really wanted it.
Yeah. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. Was there ever a moment where you're like, I don't want to do this, or man, what am I doing? Like, why am I sitting in this tiny little hole, like living here, working here, doing everything here? In one way, you're pursuing your dream, but at the same time, for other people, it could be so easy to be like, I'm not doing this anymore. But you stuck it out. Like, what were those moments when you're like, I don't know if I could do this anymore? And when you did stick it out, what was it that kept you going?
To be honest, I didn't have that moment where I was thinking of giving up. It's because I was too busy. Like, so luckily for me, it might not be for others, but for me during those years of like that struggle, it was like the stages were just so proportionate. Like everything, just the timing and everything. Like I had a little bit of a boost of something, whether it be musically or whether it be like just like socially or just like as an artist, like getting my name out there. Like I just get those little boosts time to time that made me kind of not think about the painful like struggles.
Okay.
I just kept it forced me to keep moving forward, which is like it's super it's super cliche to say it, but then I don't know. I never thought about it. I never thought about giving up.
That's
I just it kind of kept pushing me, and then it led me here. It's weird.
That's
man.
so cool. I mean, what was the dream to always, I guess, two parts. Like, were you always like, I just want to be a really great songwriter and like sell all these songs to all these people? Or was it like, I want to be an artist too? Because I think some people, like, I know songwriters who's like, I don't want to be an artist. I have no desire.
Oh yeah.
And then other people are like, I want to be an artist, but I'm going to do songwriting until I can get there. Was there a priority for you?
I was pretty open-minded because, you know, the reason why I came to Korea was because of a song that I sold.
Right.
So I didn't want to be too close-minded about it. But then at the same time, my main goal was to be an artist and sing my own songs and just write for myself.
Yeah.
But then, you know, crazy experiences, crazy chances that I just couldn't let go and couldn't like give up. That, it just eventually led me to writing songs for others.
Ladies and gentlemen, the K-Pop Daebak Show is brought to you in part by our sponsor, BetterHelp.com. Now, BetterHelp is an affordable online way for you to talk to a licensed professional, a counselor, about whatever it is you may be going through. You know, we go through a lot of things. I go through a lot of things. Don't we all? We're human. Depression, stress, anxiety, sleeping issues, trauma, anger, family conflicts. Like, we go through so many things in life. I know I do, and I'm sure you do too as well. So BetterHelp is a service that you can seek out, right? It is convenient, it is professional, affordable, and completely confidential. And you can do it from wherever you are as long as you have internet. So I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you're going to get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/Kpop. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Kpop. Now, back to our show. That's awesome. I mean, so walk me through that. Like you're, you know, you're in this tiny studio, you're working there, living there. what was like a moment that felt like a break? You know, I'm sure after all that struggle, there was like either someone picks up your song or somebody hears you doing something and you get picked up to a label. Like what happened? How did this all come to be?
Yeah. Okay. So wow, where did I start? Okay, I gotta start with the song that I released back in Canada. A song called "Thank You."
Yeah.
And that song kind of helped me financially because I independently distributed that song, so I would get all the streaming revenue from it.
Right.
So that's how I lived off in Korea, and that was how I was able to kind of like, get used to everything. And then from that, kind of blowing up on on platforms, I started to get contacted by other people, like label reps and stuff like that, and I talk with them and have a few meetings and stuff. And then during that time, I had a family friend. It was my parents even know who this person is, and then we're all very close. And then this person was in the entertainment business already. Yeah, and then had no interest in making a label or like going through like music business and stuff like that. But then, yeah, because of me, I guess she started. This person started this whole label, and then and we got a lot of help from her people, and I got a lot of help from my people that I end up meeting, and then we released songs.
Yeah.
Promoted it, stuff like that. And then during that time, now my music's a little bit getting out there because it's being commercially put out.
Yeah.
So companies like SM, companies like YG, and other labels, they start contacting me for songs.
Man.
And then I got invited out to an SM song camp. That was the big breakthrough. The first time I went to that song camp, I was super nervous. I didn't know what to expect. These guys are like veterans at it. They've been in the game for so long, and they all know each other. They're like shaking hands. Oh, how you been? And I'm just like in the corner, like, what do I do? And then I got partnered up with a bunch of super kind people. Shout out to Square and Distract. Those guys are songwriters as well, and we paired up like
June
three of us.
Distract.
Oh, you know June.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Everyone knows each other, man.
Of course.
Yeah. So yeah, him and Square and me. It was three of us, and then we had our first song camp, and it was a fun time. That song didn't place, but it was all good. Like we were just all happy with it. And then the next time I got invited again, and then that was the first time I met the songwriter named Ming Ji-shun. And then she's like my Nuna, she's like my Chin Nuna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's like my older sister. And yeah, we wrote the song called Made in You, and then we placed it on Suho's album. Suho's independent album. And that was like my first song that I just kind of like wrote in Korea.
That's so wild though. Like your first songs that you're placing are like with some of the biggest artists in the apps, like in the world, right? Like Suho, now you've done like Kai, Baekhyun, Taemin, IU, like insane people. And this is all coming from you being in a tiny studio, living next to like, I don't know. I imagine you literally in a sleeping bag on the floor, curled up and ball. And I
had a few shares of that, yeah.
Yeah. So it's incredible that like you've come so far, and it's all just kind of like the way you put it, it just kind of all happened. But it's all the result of like incredible hard work and sacrifice on your behalf. But I think you're probably too humble to do this. But I'm gonna ask you, please list off the people that you have placed with, that you've worked with, that have really you've been like, wow, I'm working with this person.
Yeah. Wow. I've never got to do this. It's really weird.
This is your moment. Do it.
Okay. All right. So the Suho song "Made in You." Placed that one, and then it was Kai's the title track for his solo album, and then there was a song for NCT Dream that I recently did. There was two songs for NCT Dream.
Wow.
And the album, and there was IU. Like, this is like my life goal. And then it happened for me. Like she contacted me. I'm a really big fan of your work, and I'd really like to like get a song from you. And then that's when like I was almost about to cry because I'm like the
Oh.
biggest fan of IU, and like
Yeah.
even in Canada, and my whole family like loves her, right?
Yeah.
So damn, I was shaking and all that, and then I had to pull myself together. I'm like, oh yes, for sure. Like such a privilege to work with you. And then yeah, she sent me the track, and then she wanted me to top line it, and then yeah, I top lined it. Got a bit of help from an artist named Jane as well. Shout out to him. And then yeah, we placed it. It happened, and then
That's
the moment it happened, I was all together with my friends, and then we're like jumping up and down in the country. Like, we did it! All that. And then, yeah. And she's super nice, man. Like, she's super humble. And even with the other guys too, like Baekhyun-nim and, you know, Kai-nim, the NCT guys are super nice too. And what else did I do? Man, I did a lot of chorus work as well. Like, just for like, it's so much fun working with other songwriters as well, and just
don't you feel like you learn a lot doing chorus stuff?
Dude, so
I feel
much.
like I learned so much doing chorus.
Exactly, right? Like, and it helps with your own songs as well. So you listen to other songwriters, how they layer their chorus and how they layer their vocals, and you're like, wow, this is super interesting, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna stop there. Like that's
that's like so cool. That's so cool. Like I feel so like budete. I feel so like proud of you, and I don't even know you well, but I'm just like, dang, like this kid's just doing it. Like he's making it happen. And the reason that I keep wanting to ask you these is because like, especially recently, I've had a lot of questions from people who's like, I really want to get into K-pop, or I want to write music, I want to produce. I don't know how, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, I don't know, just get your stuff out there. Like put it on SoundCloud, put it on YouTube, get discovered. Like there's no easy way around it, but like you are a living manifestation of that entire process and what success in music as a career can look like. And that's why I'm like, I want people to hear what you're saying and what you did and how you got there, because I think it's inspiring. So congrats to you, dude.
Dude, that's crazy coming from you. That's crazy.
I'm serious, yeah.
Wow,
but
thank you so much.
Absolutely. But like, this is the other part that I'm curious about. Like, you've been so successful as a songwriter, and then you look at your personal artist stuff. How do you make the balance? How do you balance what you want to do for yourself creatively as an artist, and then what you're writing for other people? Is there a back and forth kind of thing in your head of like, am I doing this right, or what can I do differently, or how does that work for you?
Oh yeah, I think about that a lot when it comes to my own music. In terms of working with the other artists and giving songs to others, there is a certain boundary that I have to put myself in, and then that makes it a lot easier, to be honest, because you know what you're making, and you know what the end goal is. But then for me, making my own songs, it's kind of like I don't know what the end goal is. I don't know what the best song is. And you probably know what that feels like as well if you work on your own songs. Like it's a hard like experience. It's super difficult. But at the same time, writing for others and just listening to so much demos and all that stuff, it kind of helped me narrow down which path I got to take for my own artistry. And I used to be into a lot of the R&B, and like I used to love R&B, and hip hop R&B was my thing, and then that's what I used to put out. But now these days, my music has changed a lot, and that has to do with the songwriting that I've been doing, and it got me to kind of open up, I guess, and shift my head towards a different path that may be suited a little more for me personally. That's how I think.
How do you describe that musical style, or what you think is that better fit for you?
I've learned that it's okay to be like, I've learned that it's okay to make music that's bright and happy. Yeah. So it might sound really, really weird, but then being like the pre songwriting JUNNY, I used to, like I said, I used to be super like hip hop R&B guy, and I never listened to anything bright and happy and explosive and just kind of you know,
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
I used to be into like the tough, you know, R&B. You gotta like have like this dark mood light setting and all that stuff like that. And then I'm not bashing on that. It's like to each his own. But then what I felt was it doesn't feel right for me. I don't think this is it for me. Like I feel like I can do this better than this.
Right.
And it's a choice that I made for myself. I'm not making it for anyone else. It's just for me. Yeah.
Do you think of it more as just general, like more closer to middle of the lane pop, or
yes?
Okay.
So that's where it hit. That's exactly what it is. Like you know the best.
I mean, the only thing is like I completely feel you. I understand where you're coming from 100% because I think for me, I was like, I just want to do pop. People are like, pop's not cool. I was like, no, it is cool. There's a reason it's called pop because it's popular. It's literally called popular music. So don't tell me it's not cool when everybody's listening to it. So
exactly.
I understand though, because as an artist, like I feel like everybody wants to be seen a certain way because it's about perception, right? A lot about artistry is like, how do people look at you and how do people see you? And they think of that as a bigger thing, as opposed to just like, this is what I really want to create. And I think that's like, I'm glad that you're finding that medium. I still go through back and forth of like, well, what am I doing? Am I doing this right? But like, I think that's just kind of the journey that we take as musicians, like in our seasons to figure out what fits us best. Exactly. And if it's pop right now, it's pop. You may find, I don't know, maybe you'll put out a rock album sometime soon. Who knows? You definitely could.
You never know. You never know
for it. You never.
Yeah, dude. Well said. I mean, like that's exactly how I feel, and that's how I want to keep thinking, moving forward with my own stuff. And yeah, it's got me. I'm pretty happy right now with what I'm doing. So yeah.
That's good. That's good.
We're good.
That's good to hear. You know, while we're on the topic, I want to talk to you about your new album. So you have a new album. It's called Inside the Sober Mind.
Yes.
Tell me about it. Introduce the album to us.
All right. So yeah, the album name is called Inside the Sober Mind. It's a 2-track. It's a double single. It's not a phrase that a lot of foreigners, like Westerners, are familiar with. Double single is like considered 2 title tracks in one package in Korea. So they're super different from each other. One song is called Inside. One song is called Sober. The song Inside is about, you know, being in this situation right now during the pandemic and not being able to go out. I had this thought of, man, like it's really bad that we can't go outside right now, but might as well just make the best out of it indoors.
Yeah.
And then just make everything fun inside and just like enjoy what we do. And, you know, some people like staying inside as well. So
yeah,
it's something that you can relate to. It's like a simple, chill song. And then Sober is a song that is it's a duet. So it's featuring an artist named Yuha. And she is like a new artist from Universal. And yeah, I got to like meet with her, and then we have like a huge group of friends that we're all close with, make music together. And then she helped me out with the song, and then I decided, you know what, just feature on this, you know, can you feature on it? And then she's like, yeah, for sure. And then it's a song about, usually you get songs about two people that break up and they really miss each other and they're all like sad and stuff like that. But this one it's a little different. It's about being content with the breakup, but at the same time, you know, you kind of miss the times that you've had, but then you also want to say, you know, but we're good here.
Yeah.
You know,
this is better for us.
This is
we
better
good
for us. Yeah.
All
but
right.
just reminisce the times of the good times that we had. And then the sober is because I wanted to just express being split up in a different way. Because when you're with a certain someone and you're super into them and you're having the time of your life, yeah, you kind of say you're like 취했어, you know what I mean? Which is like, just say you're drunk.
Drunk
on
in
love. Yeah, drunk on love. And then the opposite of that would be being sober. So I wanted to express it in like, you know, a different way. Not something that's not like, you know, regularly used, but
right. I
so
feel that.
Those 2 songs. And then the reason why they're both together was because, to be honest, I wanted to put out it was like a plan of mine to put out a double single that had 2 totally different genres. and just put them together and see how they would reflect each other. And considering the songs that I've had a lot of the songs that I've ready, I felt these two were the perfect kind of like balance of what people might expect from me and what I want people to hear. Yeah, and then it's just kind of like a new stepping stone of what is to come.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
If it's not too much to ask, would you mind singing a little bit for us a cappella? Just one or the other, or you both?
All right.
Up to you.
Okay, I'll sing the song "Sober."
Okay. Give us a taste of
right.
Sober.
All right, here we go. We got like people like watching, and they're like, all right, here we go. Just another day without you, I'm sober. 여전히 그댄 그대인가요? Whoa, yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Hey.
Woo. Man, this is
Like,
embarrassing, man.
No, you're good. JUNNY has that like that vibrato that is very like very well controlled, and he has this like incredible tone that I love. So thank you for singing that. I'm excited. Well, I guess by the time this podcast is out, the album will be out, but I'm excited to check them out. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. We have a game that we're going to play.
A game?
We have a little activity time, right?
All right.
Now, the listeners of the Get Real episode that you were joining them on, where you talked about the first time you did something, they really enjoyed that. So today, we're going to do the last time, right?
Okay.
The last time you did something.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. When was the last time you Googled or searched your name on the internet?
Ooh, I think like last week.
Last week. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you find anything new about yourself?
Yeah.
What did you find out?
I mean, I already knew that I was putting out a new music, but then I found out that there were a few posts about it, and there were articles about it and stuff like that. That got me really excited because it's surreal to see.
Yeah.
Because I've been for a year now. I've been used to seeing other artists' names coming up and looking at that and being like, oh, my song's probably gonna be out. The song that I wrote for, but then now it's kind of like
it's yours.
My name now, so it's kind of
yeah,
it feels good.
All right. When was the last time you ever went on vacation? Where did you go and how was it?
Oh, I went to vacation. I went to Yangyang.
Nice.
Yeah. Yangyang, where?
Isn't it the east side?
Right. Is it?
It's
I
the
think
east side, and there are a lot of surfers there. Did you surf?
Yeah. Dude, no, I didn't get to surf. I was only there for like 2 days, but yeah, I had the best time there. I went with a friend of mine, and then because we can't go with a lot of with a big group of people, so yeah. And when I went there, I was like, yo, this like the sand and the vibe and everything. This is not Korea.
Pretty dope.
Like, it's dope there, man. A lot of surfers.
It is.
Shout out,
I want to go just to hang out. I don't think I've been to just hang out. I think I've always gone for work, but everybody's like, oh, we should go surfing. I was like, bro, I'd love to.
Do you surf?
Dude, okay, this is controversial. I've tried surfing like 3 times, and I'm like,
surfing? Okay.
I think surfing is not it. I'm just gonna leave it there. Don't hate me, guys. All right, it's not for me. It's not for me. I don't hate you if you're a surfer. I don't hate the sport. It's just not for me. All right,
I think I know what you mean, though. It's pretty tough. I've never tried, but it looks tough.
It was hard. Like the first time I went, it was awesome. I was like, yo, I'm gonna become a surfer. Like I'm gonna be Johnny Tsunami and like ride these waves. Yeah. And then the second and third time, I got like completely owned by the ocean. I was like, no, dog, I'm not doing this again.
Nope.
You live and you learn.
Yeah.
All right, here's one. When's the last time you performed for an audience?
Wow, when is the last time? I think my last online concert was the last one. Yeah, dude, I haven't been able to perform at all. I mean, because of the situation now.
Right, for everybody.
Yeah, the only thing I was able to perform was radio shows, but that's not an audience, right? It's
that's airwaves.
Airwaves.
Yeah.
Sending signals.
Hopefully we do it again soon. I can't wait to perform. All right, next question. When was the last time you got drunk?
Dude, I don't drink.
At
all?
I
don't drink. Yeah, like I stay away from alcohol. That's the thing about me.
Have you always never drunk?
Oh, no.
Have you always been sober? Or like... Yeah.
No, I not like like strictly sober. I just don't
Mhm.
like alcohol. But you know, when there's certain times that I have to in a certain situation or like just a gathering and stuff, I'd have a beer. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really like alcohol.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So I
Um,
can't remember the last time I was drunk.
all
Maybe like
right.
a year ago.
That's probably healthy. Very healthy.
Mm.
Good for you. When's the last time you were in Canada?
2 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. Ever since no. Okay, so the first time I came to Korea, and then it was a year after I was able to do a show in Chicago, and I flew out there, and then I did a layover in Vancouver, and I stayed at my house for 2 weeks, and that was
nice.
last April. So it's been a year now.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
a little bit over a year now.
Alrighty. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like that's most people. We haven't been able to travel in a while, so
Mm-hmm.
alrighty. So that's kind of our last time segment. So we're gonna wrap it up with some fan questions. We have a bunch of questions from
All right.
fans.
Let's do it.
So, where should we start? So many questions. What's a hobby or interest you want to pursue wholeheartedly outside of music? This is from Visions of Rena.
Oh, it's a hobby.
That's a good question.
Wow. Hobby that I like to pursue, or just hobby that I would just keep as a hobby? You know?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think of anything else that I want to pursue except music. But then I have a lot of hobbies. One of them is I'm obsessed with Lego, man.
With Legos?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with Legos. But hear me out. Dude, I know.
Nothing
Dude,
wrong
I get
with
that
that.
reaction all the Oh, really?
Nothing wrong with that. I know people who love Legos. I'm just like, for me, I don't have patience. I have like zero patience for anything. So
No, but that's the
why.
thing, man. Like, it builds patience for you. I don't have patience either. But this got me like building patience.
Okay.
And the thing about this is, when I was really young, I'd want these Lego sets that I was never able to get. But now I'm an adult and I can make my own decisions.
You're a big boy.
Yeah.
You can get your own Legos.
Yeah, and I'm just buying these sets now, and I'm just at home making these, and it's like bringing me back. And at the same time, it's like, wow, it's like a healing thing, you know, when you're
All
stressed
right.
out from like making music and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's one of
cool.
the hobbies that I really enjoy.
All right. Last question. Hold on. I want to make it a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is controversial.
All right, I'm ready.
This is from BXL Kogi. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
Oh my goodness. Pineapple on pizza. Okay. Let's clear this up.
Yeah.
I do not like pineapple on pizza.
Ooh. Okay.
I just said
Explain.
it. And I'm not a fan of mint chocolate.
Okay. You're a purist. That's fine.
Just got to say it, man.
I mean, some people might come after you, but that's fine. People are going to come after you one way or another.
Yeah, regardless, you know?
People just very split down the middle.
Yeah. What about you?
I like don't seek it out. I don't search it out. But if it's there, like I'll have a slice.
Oh, okay.
Same with mint chocolate. I'll be like, I'll have a bite. Like,
Also,
and
you're
people
like,
like you. People are like, you having toothpaste? I was like, yeah, but like I have toothpaste twice a day anyway, so might as well have it 3 times. Let's go. Like,
dude, I should have said that, man. You're good.
But I mean, honestly, that's like kind of what we got for today on today's show. Those are all my questions for you. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about or anything you want to discuss, I'm down for that too. But
yeah, I mean, obviously, I have the song. That's the 2 songs that are coming out. But I'm also currently still working on more music and my next album as well, my full-length album. And yeah, and it's not that far away. So it's gonna be like a steady work of just me putting out music now. And although I'm still gonna write for other people if I get the chance. And but then I'm gonna be focusing a lot on my own music. And yeah, I'm super excited, and I hope everyone will enjoy the 2 songs that I'm putting out soon. I mean, that's out already. And yeah.
But dude, I'm so excited to have gotten to know you better today. And I'm excited I look forward to when we can share a meal and just hang out and kick it. And
for sure.
I'm excited for your music. Congratulations on the release, on the future new album that's coming out. Please check out his new song, Inside and Sober. and show this dude some love because his stuff is great and he's incredibly talented. And
Wow.
I truly believe you have a very bright future, even a brighter future ahead. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so
absolutely.
much.
Thank you so much for joining us. Any last words to the fans, to the listeners?
Wow. Guys, thank you always for, sticking by my side and just kind of always cheering me on. And even if I don't make music for myself, you always love the stuff that I write for others. And it's awesome that thanks to you guys, I'm able to be here, talk with Eric, doing this interview, the podcast, meet everyone here. And I will be back with some more music. But in the meantime, hope you enjoy Inside the Sober Mind. And I will see you very soon.
Alrighty. Well, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us this week. Be sure to subscribe, follow, rate, and review on wherever you get your podcasts. You can see the full episodes of this at youtube.com/divepods or check out the highlights at youtube.com/divestudios. You can also become a patron of ours at patreon.com/divestudios because we need your support and you are awesome. We also have new merch. Go to shop.divestudios.io for the hot, spanking new merch in Shadow and Cloud that are going to sell out very soon.
Dude,
I am not a machine.
You gotta breathe.
I'm training for when I become a rapper and I'm gonna show me the money, okay? So that, and then with that, on that note, this is a custom on the show. We ask the guests impromptu if you could please create a jingle, an outro jingle of any sort to your choosing and liking for the Daebak show. If you could make one right now, we would incredibly appreciate it.
Damn. A jingle?
Anything. It could be a jingle. It could be a little melody. It could be anything.
A melody. We're all sitting here having fun talking with Eric. We're gonna be going on, but hope to see you again. But now I'm gonna go saying goodbyes to the cameras. And I will see you soon. Thank you for tuning in to Daebak Show. Bye. Damn, this is hard. Okay.
That was great. That was beautiful. Hey guys, before you go, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications for this channel. And comment if you can. And before you go, there's so much more content. Look at this. Amazing content for you guys to check out. Do it now. Please? Okay, bye. Go. Bye.